Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that subscribe button if you should so choose and it resonates. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Magician card. And the Magician card it's that card that really basically says to you, what is it that you want? Now, you've got this card here in your key to the week, and this was the destiny card for the week ahead, which basically, and I think this happened for you guys last week as well, it means that right now you have your finger on the pulse, right? You've got that understanding of the trends, the themes and the energies that we're all working with, but also it suggests that this week you understand the language that everybody is using. Like, even when most people are like, okay, what are they saying? It sounds like, you know, but I'm just not getting it. This week you will be able to decipher a lot of the information that is coming forward, whether that's, you know, I mean, I don't watch the news, but whether that's on the news, whether it's out in public, whether it's at work with your colleagues. This week you have the power to be a master mediator, not just a master communicator or a master magician. You have the ability to really stand between people and interpret the messages as they're actually coming across, rather than the way that everybody in their sort of full moon energy is going to be. Do you know what I mean? It's like we've got this powerful full moon right out of the gate this week. And I think in a lot of ways what this is highlighting for all of us in some way, shape or form is where we really are in our fields. And I think this week you're going to be able to really interpret what people are saying, and that's going to be an invaluable skill this week. So use it to your advantage. For your actions and options this week, you have the Three of Pentacles. The information that is coming to you this week, there are going to be so many gems of wisdom. There are going to be conversations that happen this week. There is going to be you seeking to learn or gain new information or new insight in some way, shape or form. And the information that you get this week to everybody else could seem like gobbledygook, but to you it could literally be, you could be like, is anybody else getting this? This is gold, you know. Like, there's some really amazing insights that are happening for you this week, which I absolutely love. If you are choosing to embark on some form of study, this would be a great week for you to start. The reason I say that is because under the light of the full moon, it suggests that you're fully aware of what you're signing up for. You're fully aware of what you're getting, right? Which is great. It's very powerful. For your communications and conversations, you have the Eight of Swords. You may this week find that playing the role of mediator is exhausting. And unfortunately, because you are in that sort of very understanding sphere, or you appear to be able to understand what everybody's talking about, you might find this week that everybody wants a piece of you. Like, everybody wants you to be here. No, I need you at this meeting, or I need you to be there while I have this conversation. Well, you know, this person said this. What does this actually mean? Like, there's a lot of that this week, and it could feel really exhausting. It's the Eight of Swords, right? You might even think to yourself like, oh gosh, you know, like I'm a prisoner of my own success even. You know, it might even be something like that. For your those of you that work for somebody else, having the ear of the boss is great when you need it. Having the ear of the boss is not so great when they need you. Just be sure to have at least some sort of I was going to say leverage, but that's not the right word. Boundary is probably the better word for it. Be sure to have some sort of boundary this week where you can refuse, you know, where maybe you say, look, you know what, I would really love to stay and help you, but I've worked, you know, 60 hours this week and I really need to just go home and get some rest. Like, this would be a week where it's really important for you to be able to say no and not have any fear of repercussions. I mean, you don't anyway, but you know, for those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, well, look at this. Your Eight of Swords again. business could spike this week, which is phenomenal, right? The problem is when that spike is prolonged and you're suddenly find that you've got, you know, an extra 10 clients and you're having to work even harder, you then have to start looking at how sustainable it is. And this is one of the things this week you might come into this understanding that, hang on, the current business model is not sustainable. The reason I say this is the success that you garner this week is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. So you've got to find a way to deal with that increased demand for your for those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason. This week it looks like your intellectual pursuits could be stifling. You might find, like, you know, maybe you sign up for something and you're like, and I can attest to this kind of energy. I'm not retired or anything, but as an example, I started what I thought was going to be this fun, whimsical kind of project. I was like, yeah, this is going to be so much fun, it's going to be a doddle. And before I knew it, it took on these really weirdly epic proportions, and now I'm like up to here in books and research and stuff. And kind of like, I don't really know what happened. It started as something that was going to be fun and easy to put out, and suddenly took on this kind of like, oh my gosh, that's Everest, isn't it? Yes, it is. This week you could find something like that opens up for you, maybe something that you sign up for. I mean, it's a great time to do so, but you may be getting maybe your detail orientated sort of energy takes over and it becomes more than you thought it would be. For your money and materials, you have the Knight of Wands. This is great. If you are looking for more finances, looking for different avenues or revenue streams, if you're looking for, if you're applying for money, credit, loans, etc., this is going to be a great week for you. It looks like as well, because you've got the Knight of Wands can also sometimes be the satisfactory conclusion of a situation that we find ourselves in, right? And this suggests to me that this week the money is good. It's kind of this stuff that seems to be a bit of a challenge. Now, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, all the areas that are ruled by Sagittarius, your thighs, your hips, your lower back, you know, all of that, your quads, your hamstrings, that whole general area, this week, really look after them, all right? You know, if you're very active, do some stretching this week. If you're not very active, or you're very active but you're also quite stiff, find a way to get more flexible. When it comes to your home and environment, I mean, to be honest with you, if it's not work, it's something else pulling you away from home this week. It looks like you've got a lot on your plate, Saggies. You're going to be really busy this week. For your love and relations, you have the Ten of Wands. So, for a select few of you, it does look like there is a move on the horizon. And this week, it looks like you're going to be finalizing all the bits and pieces that need to be finalized in order for that move to happen. For some of you, this is a change of environment. For some of you, it's a change of home. If you're, no, not necessarily, because, you know, you could move to the other end of the street. But it does look like there is a move coming up of some kind. Now, for those of you that are single, if you are meeting somebody, this is going to be somebody that lives quite a distance from you. Like, this could be quite a far commute. And for those of you that are partnered or in relationships, something about the relationship is hoping to change direction, or maybe even change the environment. Like, it just looks or feels like a move. Now, funnily enough though, with everything that's going on in this professional sphere, you are going to have to sort that stuff before you even think about putting any of this into action. But all in all, the path is generally quite clear for you. You have what I would like to call the cosmic green light. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.